Gail Harris, and I am the owner and maker of Cozy Wicks Candle Company. I've been in business since about 2016, and I actually got started making candles as a form of therapy. It was therapeutic for me. Um, and if you don't, if you're not familiar with my story, I took care of my mother for some years. She had a terminal illness, and during that time, we were kind of living together. So it was a very stressful situation. And I was also working in corporate America. So I was very drained. I felt like I had no purpose, and I felt like I needed something to make me feel like me again and to actually bring me some peace. So what I did was I just honestly, went to Michael's, got a candle making kit and just played around with it. And I was really blown away by the amount of focus that I had, while making the candles. And it was just so enjoyable, mixing the scents, mixing the wax. Um, it was just really my outlet pretty much. And I did not start Cozy Wicks as a business. That was not my intention initially. It was just for me. But I would take some of the candles to work to kind of get feedback from my coworkers, and they actually wanted to purchase them. And they said, "Well, why aren't you selling these?" And I didn't think about it. I was just worried about job security at that time. So, um, ever since my coworkers mentioned that to me, things just started coming to me. It was crazy. Like the name, it just appeared in my mind and I believe from God, because my thing has always been, how do I want to feel when I burn candles? What do I want to smell? What do I feel when I find the perfect scent, for me, according to whatever mood I'm in? That's how I wanted to make my customers feel once I decided to, turn Cozy Wicks into a business. So from there, I, grabbed the domain and I just started focusing on creating scents that made me feel relaxed, made me feel like it was a staycation, which is actually one of my scents, and just things to make you feel good and cozy and comfortable, and make your home a pleasant aromatic space. So in doing that, this has been a whole journey, and I'm loving every minute of it. In between starting the business, I dabbled back and forth in corporate America, um, but I realized that that was not my calling. Like I really felt connected to candle making. And I chose to make soy candles because they're all natural. Um, that was another thing, with living with my mother, because she had a terminal illness and it was a respiratory illness. Um, I could not have her ingest or inhale any harmful chemicals, or anything that would irritate or aggravate her condition. So, hence, that's how I came into the soy wax. And I, pride myself on all the products being organic. I use 100% soy wax. I use cotton wicks, 100% braided cotton wicks. And now I've graduated to crackling wooden wicks, which also adds a more cozy touch to the candles. Um, Now, prior to COVID, I did have a temporary position with an environmental engineering company, and I had just started maybe about 3 weeks before COVID hit. So when COVID hit and we started shutting down, we went remote. So I started working from home. Then, while working from home, I was still doing Cozy Wicks, just not 100%. So God works in mysterious ways all the time. So, because of the pandemic, because we weren't getting as many contracts as we were getting pre COVID, the job started letting people go. And I was one of them. And it's ironic because it was such a relief to be let go. It was just like, yay, I can now focus on my passion, 100%. So that's what I did. I didn't even think about how COVID would affect my business. I honestly thought that it would make me go out of business, but and the opposite happened. I guess with everyone being quarantined and having to stay home, there was like a need for some relaxation, some feel good candle scents. So business really picked up when COVID hit hard, at its hardest, and I'm so grateful because I never would have imagined in a million years that I be doing this full time for good. So God is good. Let's see. So in the midst of doing going into Cozy Wicks 100% and things really going great, at the same time, my mother was getting worse. And on top of that, because she had COPD, and she was also in a nursing home, so she contracted the virus from one of the nurses, and she transitioned April of this year, and that was definitely uh, a really, really traumatic and emotional time for me. And I'm the kind of person where when I become emotional or if something really traumatic happens, I divert my attention otherwise. So what did I do? Mother's Day, I actually created Mother's Day boxes and I just kept myself so busy because, I just wanted to focus on my business and grieve in personal time. So I just poured my heart into Cozy Wicks. I know, my mother would want nothing, nothing else. She wants me to pursue this and take it to the highest level that I can. And I intend to do that. So it's like COVID has been bittersweet for me. I've gained, a successful business, building a successful business, gained customers. I've also, I also do private labels. So that was another stream of revenue that I did not even think about or anticipate. But I had customers coming to me asking me, I want to start my own candle collection. You know, can you help me with that? And so from there, I have a nice portfolio of private label clients. Recently in August, I actually joined a wholesale website called Fair, and I'll be joining more wholesale websites in the near future. So my goal is to really grow my business. The biggest part of my business right now, financially, would be the wholesale and private label. I'm still going to grow Cozy Wicks. Cozy Wicks is my baby. So I'll always, make and sell candles. My community, I love my cozy community. They hold me up. They keep me going. They let me know what works, what doesn't works, and that's what you need as a small business owner. You need to build that community where you can receive that honest feedback to know how to improve your business. I think that's extremely important because if your customers don't let you know, how else are you going to know what to fix or how you're going to improve? um, Also, what else did I want? Oh, yes. So the wholesale, the private label, and I'm going to actually, build on that for the next few years. So I'm excited about that. And I just get such satisfaction from not only making the candles, but the fact that it's just me running this business right now. Um, I am going to have some help. I did hire a young lady, so I'm training her right now, and I'm excited to build a team. I also recently moved into a workspace, which was well needed, and I have a lot of things to be proud of. I'm very grateful to, the moms as entrepreneurs, and that whole class changed the whole dynamic of my business. They're a great resource for moms who are entrepreneurs, and it doesn't end when class is over. That is truly an investment, and that's something that I'm glad that I did. And I was lucky enough that when my mother was pretty much at the point where they diagnosed where she would pretty much, this is going to be it, before COVID hit, um, that I was able to pull through that class, even though dealing with, losing my mother. And I never realized that. You never realize what you're doing or what you're going through until somebody mentions it. And one of my instructors, Tamira from Moms as Entrepreneurs, said to me, she said, "No, you really stuck with the class, and no matter what you were going through, like even though your mom was sick, you still, were committed." And I was, and it paid off because I was blessed to receive. I was a winner in the final, like when we had our little vending event for the Moms as Entrepreneurs. I was lucky enough to win, which I did not expect, and I actually sold out that day when we had our event. So, my advice to Women who want to get into business, start their own business, I say go for it. Also, you have to plan. Planning is huge, and research is number one. My advice is do as much as you can on your own, because you gain more knowledge doing that as opposed to just asking someone else. um, do your research, be responsible and accountable for your knowledge. Stay up to date. Focus on ways you can create creative, creative, streams of revenue for your business. Don't be afraid to ask for help on things that you're not familiar with, but also do the groundwork, do that dirty work where you can come to the table with, hey, I was researching this, but I need help with XYZ. Um, and it's about networking too. Build those relationships. It's not always about what you can do for me or what I can do for you, but better yet, how can we work together? I'm big on collaborations. I do love that. And I also want to say to stay true to your intuition. Your intuition at the end of the day is God, and He's speaking to you through that intuition. Follow that intuition. Um, that has steered me along, all these years, and it just gets stronger with time. And I feel like once you find what you're passionate about, and you actually have faith and believe in yourself, because if you don't believe in yourself, nobody else is going to believe in you. It's up to you, because you make everyone else the believer. So I say definitely keep the faith, do your research, plan, and just bring out your personality in your business, because that's what makes you different from anybody else that's in your industry. There's a ton of candle makers now, and there's room for everybody. We all offer something different. um, Everybody's story is different, and I think that when people ask me what makes you so different from the other candle companies, well, my story, my why did I do it, what drives me to keep going. And it's that passion for self-care. It's actually very imperative for our lives, especially now in the midst of the pandemic. It's important to take time for you. Take those quiet moments, sit and read a book, turn the TV off. I'm a big advocate of that. Turn the TV off, pick up a book, or meditate. You don't want to overload on the news. So you want to get your cozy wicks candles and you want to light them and actually just enjoy, the scents. And that's why I do what I do, because I want people to know and remind them constantly that these scents and the candles that I make is for your relaxation, for you to feel cozy and warm and safe in your home, to create those little spaces that bring you peace, in your life. And that's really important. So, I just say, don't be afraid to connect with other business owners. Don't be afraid to share your story. You never know who it may help. Um, you never know who you may meet, and just build those relationships and network. So this has been an awesome experience. I'm excited for what's to come. We're going into a new year. I'm excited for some new things. I'd like to get into education with candle making and starting a candle business. Um, Things have shifted since COVID hit, so I no longer do the in-person candle making workshops that I used to do, which were so much fun. I love connecting with my customers. I miss that. I do miss that piece where I connect with the customers and clients and do the workshops. But I may even look into doing it virtual. We just have to pivot. God, sent us COVID pretty much to say it's time to be still. It's time to be still. It's time to reflect, see where you can make changes, see where you need to improve in yourself and your business. And you have to be creative with it. And this was definitely a test. So for all my moms, entrepreneurs, business owners, people who want to get into business, women in particular, Black women, use your resources. Lean on your friends, your family for support, um, to a certain extent, because sometimes your vision is not their vision. So make sure that you do surround yourself with people who love what you do, who believe in you. You need that support. I didn't know that. I've received support from people who weren't even my family. Like I have met friends that in business, and I would have never expected that in a million years. God sends you people to help you on your journey, and I'm a firm believer of that. My name is Gail Harris, and I'm the owner and maker of Cozy Wicks Candle Company, based in Baltimore, Maryland. And you can reach me at actually Cozy Wicks, at Cozy Wicks, across the board on social media. That's Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, Pinterest. My website is www.cozywicks.com. You can email me any inquiries for wholesale or private label. My email address is info@cozywicks.com. Feel free to reach out on social media, check out my page, see what I do create, and also when you sign up for my email list, you do receive 15% off your first purchase. And I want you to enjoy, feeling cozy.